Alright, what's up guys? DunkinMan back again with some more Pokemon Showdown, and as I promised in the last upload, we're going to be playing some RU this time because RU has a lot of Pokemon that I really enjoy using, but haven't used all generation just because, at least on Showdown, because, well, they're RU and I haven't played it. So, to start off with, I made the team not around Tangrowth, but thinking of Tangrowth first, because I used Tangrowth before there were tiers, before Pokebank came out and everything like that. So it did me well as a fully defensive set then. Hopefully it'll do me well this time too. I know that you can run the Assault Vest set as well, but I wanted to have Synthesis, so I figured I would run that and Leech Seed just to be able to keep the recovery up for my whole team, as well as having Regenerator and everything. Knockoff is there for utility, Giga Drain is there for stab, and of course more recovery. Not much else has to be said about that. It's just really thick on the defensive side, so that's really good. And to complement it, being able to take ice and fire hits is my Slowking, who has Assault Vest, which, I mean, from the moment I saw Assault Vest, I knew that Slowking would be perfect for it, because it's just so bulky on the special side. Already at 95 and 110, I mean, just boosting that up by 1.5, that's 375, 380-ish special defense. That's really good. And it's got good moves in Psyshock and Scald as stab moves. Scald, of course, can burn. Psyshock is just for hitting on the physical side. It could be good, it could be bad, depending on what I'm up against. Ice Beam, of course, is great for water types. Just in general, they seem to go well together. Especially for flying types and things like Gligar and stuff like that. Grass types too, but Fire Blast is also there for fire types, as well as things like a Scavalier, which I'm not sure how fast a Scavalier is, but I think it may outslow me. I think it might be base 25 or something like that, so Fire Blast on that would be really good. Not much else has to be said about this. It's just good Pokemon. And then we've got Skuntank here, and I recently, when I was playing Y version yesterday or the day before, I caught a shiny Stunky in the wild, and I was like, oh, so pumped. And then I figured I have to use it on my team because it gets Defog, which is good. Sucker Punch is also very valuable. Poison Jab is good for hitting fairy types, which there aren't many of in the tier. Of course, there's just Aromatisse and the occasional Slurpuff. I also wanted to run a secondary Dark Stab on here for things like Cresselia, but I don't know how much damage that would do to it, honestly, and that could be problematic. And now that I think about it, I'm actually going to run I'm going to run a 244 in health and 8 in this, just to, or excuse me, 12 I guess, in speed, just to outspeed Cresselia, because I believe it is base 85 in speed. So I want to be able to definitely outspeed that, hit it with a taunt, because most of what they do is set up, so don't want that happening to my team. That could be horrible. But yeah, I'm running specially defensive just because I have 2 really bulky physical walls on the team already, and just an Assault Vest user, so it'd be good to have a dedicated special wall here, especially for things like Rotom. Rotom is a huge problem, and I can just eat up attacks from it all day, so that's good. And then next we've got Rhyperior. Using Rhyperior, and I'm actually going to move it to here so we can have them together. Using Rhyperior and Aromatisse together, something I saw John Origins do. If you know who John Origins is, then you know what I'm saying. You've seen a lot of his RU battles, most likely. He's always got Michelle, his Aromatisse, and his Brock Lesnar, Black Lesnar, whatever you want to call it. And they make a good core together, so I figured I would give it a try. Rhyperior is probably the best physical wall in the tier. It's one of the most used mons in the tier, that's for sure. And for good reason. It's just hella bulky. But yeah, I've got that, and then I've got especially defensive Aromatisse. Aroma Veil means that I can't be attracted, disabled, encored, heal blocked, and most particularly taunted or tormented, because clerics tend to have a lot of trouble with being taunted, but Aromatisse doesn't have to worry about that. So I can be a really good cleric, setting up wishes for my team, and aromatherapy to get rid of status on my team. That's also really handy. And then Moonblast is really good because it has a chance to lower the foe's special attack, and it's pretty strong move in its own right. And Aromatisse actually has 99 base special attack, so it can hit pretty hard. Definitely should not be slept on. You know, that's pretty good. And then of course Protect in case I need to use the wish on myself, stall out turns of whatever, you know, Trick Room, whatever it may be, or weather, like hail. And then I've got Rotom here, whose Choice Scarf. It's a pretty standard set. I honestly don't want to run it because of how predictable it is, but I need a lot more speed on my team than like the Choice Specs variant could offer me, so that's why I went with it. Just got Leaf Storm for ultra powerful grass stab, and then Thunderbolt for strong electric stab, and then Volt Switch for momentum, things like that. Trick in case I come across something that really needs to be tricked, but I'm going to use it sparingly because I know that a lot of RU players understand what this does, and if they're smart enough, they'll see a trick coming, so I don't want to just give it away for free. But yeah, that's get out of here. That's basically the team. Not much else to say. I think I've been rambling on for a little bit too long now, so we're gonna go ahead and find some battles. Excuse me. I did have just one battle before, and it was pretty stally. It was against a team that was a lot like mine. It had Rhyperior and Aromatisse and Slowking, and the latter's been really slow. That's another thing, but yeah, whatever. That first team had 3 of the same mons as me, and so it was kind of awkward, stally weirdness, but you know, what are you gonna do? I ended up winning because I was able to stop his Aromatisse from getting an aromatherapy or a wish off, very fortunately, so that was good. And it was all thanks to Slowking. Slowking got a few clutch burns with Scald, and Psyshock did big damage, so very happy to have that on my team. It's a very good mon. I think it's good in the tier, and I'm hoping I don't run into a lot more of it in this game, because the only thing that really wants to try and take it on is either Skuntank or Rotom, and you know, the opponent can easily just switch out on either of those. Okay, so we actually do find a game here. I'm gonna give this guy a smile. Ooh, that's not a smiley face. We do get one, and it's against a pretty interesting team. I'm gonna pause and take a drink of water. Hold on. So it looks like Slowking can do work against this guy, but I'm still kind of worried about a lot of stuff. Most particularly that Vivillon. I really am scared of that Vivillon, because it can, if it's timid, outspeed my Rotom after 1 Quiver Dance. So that's kind of a problem, but I think Aromatisse can handle it pretty well. As far as leads go, he doesn't. I mean, I'm going to lead off with Rotom as he leads off with Cacturn. Right here, I'm going to go into my... Oh, what am I going to go into? I'm going to go into my Skuntank as kind of a middle ground, because I expect him to... Ooh, okay, buddy. I see you. Well, I'm going to Poison Jab, because he can't do a lot to me with his stab moves. And that might... Ooh, it takes him down so far, and I get the poison. That's great. He goes for Brick Break and only does half. So he's going to die there. And because I was faster, I could have gone for the Sucker Punch and knocked him out the next turn, so it was not really a big deal. Right here, I'm going to go for the Taunt, not wanting him to set up Stealth Rocks, as he does go for Earthquake, which was a good play. It turns out he's Life Orb. Life Orb, Life Orb, Life Orb. I think I can go into my Aromatisse, just go for a wish and see how much he does. He doesn't do anything right there. So he is a Sheer Force set, huh? Well, that's good, because that's not going to do a ton, and it's not going to flinch me, and I'm going to get a lot of damage off with the Moonblast here. So that's good. And I should be safe to actually go into my Rhyperior, as he goes for a Rock Slide and misses again. Right here I'm going to go for Rock Blast, because the Earthquake would do a lot of damage to the rest of his team, and I feel like his only option is to go into a room, excuse me, Vivillon right there, but he doesn't. He just stays in, which is totally fine with me, because that does let me take out his Drudagon. And right here he sends in his Samurai. I'm not really too sure what he wants to do. If he's an SD set, that could be problematic, but he is special. That kind of makes sense because he has the other physical attackers in Embor, Drudagon, and an SD Sweeper and Cacturn. So he doesn't have anything that wants to take a Psyshock, so that's what I'm going to go for, because this thing is not going to appreciate it, and Vivillon's definitely not going to appreciate it at all. So I do good damage right there, and I think he's going to go for a Bug Buzz right now, as he does, and then I don't want him to be able to get up a free Quiver Dance, and I don't think he's going to go for it. I honestly feel like he's going to go for the Sleep Powder right here. I'm thinking, hopefully he doesn't go for the Hurricane, but he does go for the Hurricane, which is fine, because I should just be able to... I think Leaf Storm would knock this out from here, even though it is quad resisted. I don't think he's going to want to stay in. I think the electric type move is so obvious that he's going to go into his Jolteon, so I'm just going to go for the Leaf Storm. It does knock him out, which is okay. I just had to cover my bases. I shouldn't be predicting too hard because I have literally no points on the RU ladder at all, and and that's fine. Right here, I think it would be better if I saved this. What don't I need? If anything, I don't really need Aromatisse right here, so I'm just gonna sack it. I don't see myself needing it, and I did kind of predict that, as he might have expected me to go into my Rhyperior. So what I'm gonna do is just go for the Moonblast, as he goes for Flare Blitz and gets a crit, knocks me out. That's fine, because what I should be able to do now is go into my Slowking, take any hit he wants to go for, even a Wild Charge, because I am at full, and just go for the Psyshock. As he does go for the Wild Charge, not a big deal, as I do knock it out with the Psyshock, so that's good. Like I said, Slowking did a great job in the first battle, and is doing an equally great job right now. So let's see. I don't need my Rhyperior right now, so if he wants to predict me and go for HP Ice or Grass, that's fine, but he does go for Charge Beam. Not a problem. I'm just going to go for the Rock Blast, as he goes for the HP Ice, I guess, and I missed the Rock Blast. That's kind of annoying, but, you know, whatever. It happens. I'm just going to go for it again, as he goes into Samurott. Not really threatening to me at all, as I get good damage off on it. And I don't want to throw this away right now, but I'm gonna go into this, my Slowking, as it goes for Surf and does nothing, so I should be able to go for Psyshock right here. He's kind of in a checkmate position, as he's gonna have to sack his Jolteon for no reason. He didn't sack it, I guess, but right here I can just go back into my Rhyperior and lose it pretty much. I don't mind, as Earthquake is a free hit right now, and I actually do live the Shadow Ball. I don't remember how much the HP Ice did. No, it only did 30% before, so it would have done more, but it wouldn't have knocked me out. So I'm just going to leave this thing in against... He has Air Slash. I didn't even know it learned Air Slash. But whatever. I'm just going to go into my Rotom, finish it off with a Thunderbolt, and that's a good game. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and find another one. Probably going to get like 3 battles this part, I think. Hopefully they go well. Hopefully that first one went pretty well. And he's got an interesting team. As I was going through the team preview, I did notice that Abomasnow can really give me a hard time, especially if it's got Earthquake, because it can Ice Shard this, it can Giga Drain or Wood Hammer this, Blizzard that, Ice Shard it, whatever, Earthquake this, Wood Hammer this. The only thing that I have to take it on maybe is Aromatisse, so I'm going to have to be careful. Kind of expecting him to lead off with it. He does lead off with it, and I'm just going to go for a Moonblast, as he goes for Leech Seeds, so it doesn't look that threatening at the moment. But I am still worried about it because its type coverage is pretty good. However, I don't expect him to have the Earthquake, so I'm going to go into my Skuntank. Now, as he goes for Protect, and maybe the Poison Jab is really obvious, but I'm not going to overpredict here. As he goes for Protect, I'm going to go for the Taunt here because it looks like all of his other Mons would really want to do something in the vein of setting up. So I'm going to go for the Taunt as he goes for Ingrain. Okay. Well, I'm going to go for the Poison Jab here. He's just kind of wasting turns if he stays in, so he goes for Flaffy. Hopefully I don't get staticked. I don't get hit with static. I'm going to go for the Taunt again, though, because I am specially defensive. I can take any hit from it, and he goes for Confuse Ray. So, that's definitely kind of interesting. I do not want to stay in and possibly take a hit from that. So, Rhydon versus Rhyperior. I honestly feel like I'm in a better position, but I do want to get up my Stealth Rocks right now. He might want to do the same, as he goes for Mega Horn, so he outspeeds, which actually he might naturally outspeed, come to think of it, but he misses the Mega Horn, which does no damage, and Earthquake does solid damage, so he let me get up my Stealth Rocks for free, all while doing pretty much nothing to me. Dragon Rush, okay. I believe that's like 80 base accuracy or something like that. He might have had Dragon Tail there, or it was somehow a speed tie. Not sure, but he forfeits, so okay. We're just going to move on to the next battle then. Hopefully we can get a longer one. I'm not sure how long this has been so far. Let's check it out. Okay, that didn't say. I'm not going to bother really checking with it, so we're just going to wait until we get another battle. But yeah, I really like this team. I made it up in 5 minutes maybe. I mean, I was taking a shower and I thought, I'd like these guys on a team together. That sounds like a good idea, and that's what I did. I'm sure it has some glaring weaknesses. If you notice any, please let me know. The only one that really came to mind was Mega Abomasnow, and Moltres was something I also considered. I don't think it necessarily destroys my team, but I'm glad to face it here because, excuse me, I had to burp right there. Super professional. It doesn't really bother me though because it's not really a threat. So I'm gonna lead off with my Slowking, expecting something, and luckily it is the Gligar. So what I can do here is pretty much just go for the Scald. I would go for Ice Beam, but I expect him to really want to switch out, and most likely switch out into his Aromatisse, to which Ice Beam wouldn't do much damage. And if you heard that before, it was my phone that went bling as he goes for U-turn, so I was pretty right. As he goes into Leopard, and I get really good damage off on it. I don't think this will have Pursuit. If anything, I would expect it to have like Sucker Punch. I'm just going to go into my Aromatisse, as it does have Knockoff, and I'm sort of expecting him to go into his Magneton, but probably U-turn. No, he just goes for the Knockoff, so that's fine. That means I can pretty much freely spam my, what do you call it, my Psychic moves. I mean, this thing, oh, that did a lot of damage. Wow, that did a lot of damage. I'm going to go for Sucker Punch here. If he switches out, he switches out, that's fine, as he does switch out, but Moltres I don't think is going to knock me out with anything, and I can just switch into my Slowking right now. Oh, he has U-turn, man. He's just playing me, I guess, but not really that well. I mean, he might want to go for Volt Switch right here, but I mean, he might also predict my Rhyperior. I'm gonna go into Rhyperior anyway. I don't know if he'll be able to knock me out with 2 flash cannons anyway. He might if he specs. I know he's analytic. I can tell that he's analytic. But he does go for Thunderbolt. And that means that I can pretty much go for Stealth Rocks, expecting maybe... No, he is not. He is not, and not specs. So that's kind of a problem. But what do I do here? What do I do here? I was kind of expecting Gligar to come in right there, to be completely honest. Or at least for him to be choiced, and so that's why he would switch out. He would have died to an Earthquake, though, really. But whatever. What is not necessary? I feel like I really want to keep my Skuntank around for the Aromatisse. And, oh boy. I don't really have anything good to take this on, but I don't think that I need Whoopee all that much. So we'll see how much. Wow, that did so much damage. Holy crap, that did a ton of damage. I'm just gonna knock off. Man, this thing is definitely analytic. Like, no doubt in my mind about that. Right here, I'm just gonna have to try and live a Thunderbolt. I will be slower, so he won't get the analytic boost. As he goes for Volt Switch, which was a good play. He knows, but I can just... Boy, what can I do here? I basically have to go into Rhyperior and just... He's gonna go for U-turn. No, he goes for Defog, which is fine. What's that thing at? It's full. I feel like he's gonna go for the Earthquake right here. Yeah, he's definitely gonna go for Earthquake right here. He's not gonna go for U-turn. So that's good. I do call him on that one. And let's see, what can I do? I could Leaf Storm. I mean, the thing is, I expect him to go into his Moltres right here, completely honest, because the Leaf Storm is pretty obvious, and he knows I'm not going to go for the electric type attack. So, I'm just going to go for Volt Switch. No, he stays in. He stays in and he goes for Roost. Alright. So, this thing's kind of annoying. I don't know. But, okay. We'll just go into Aromatisse as he goes for U-turn now. And he's just going to go into his Magneton. And I can do nothing about that. I'm just going to stall out his Flash Cannons, I guess. It's not really going to work, but... I'm just going to go for a Moonblast. Okay. And Flash Cannon does a serious number to my team, I'll tell you what. But knowing that he's definitely going to Volt Switch out here, I think I'm going to go for the Scald. There's no way he's staying in right now. Oh my god, why did he stay in right there? Burn him. And I'm gonna go into my Skuntank. Maybe it won't die, but it doesn't die. And this thing is in a precarious situation, and he's just gonna switch out. But what into? He's not gonna stay in because he knows I have Sucker Punch, unless he predicts me to go for it, which I don't think he will. He's just gonna go straight into his Moltres and take some damage, pretty much no damage, but I'm just gonna go for the Sucker Punch and do more to him as he goes for the Flamethrower, which is fine with me. He doesn't appear to be Scarfed. I mean, he doesn't appear to be Life Orb, obviously, because he didn't show it. And I can pretty easily just go for Scald right here as he goes into Aromatisse. And I get a crit, which is cool. I'm just gonna go for Psyshock. And I have no problem with going for Scald again because I think it'll knock out everything else on his team, including Magneton. Yes, it does. So he doesn't get the Wish after that, which that thing was a humongous problem to my team. Wow, I cannot explain how big a problem that thing was. Here I'm going to go into Rhyperior and take this U-turn. And he's going to go into most likely his Dredagon or his Gligar, which is fine. I don't really have much of a choice here. I think he's going to go for the Earthquake, but he could pretty easily go for the U-turn. I'm going to go for the Stealth Rock right here, as he does go for Earthquake, but it doesn't do enough to knock me out. And, excuse me. Let's see, what's he got going on? I'm going to go into my Slowking right here on the Defog. No, as he goes for Earthquake, which is fine, because now he can't U-turn into his Moltres. He has to either stay in and get rid of those or sacrifice it. So I'm going to go for the Ice Beam as he goes for Defog, and I'm going to be able to knock this thing out with the Ice Beam, which is also really good. It looks like I might be able to pull this one back, just barely, because Moltres comes in here, and he's going to go for the U-turn most likely. I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam. As he goes for Hurricane, that's kind of annoying. Please don't hurt yourself in confusion. Of course you do. The obvious switch into Rhyperior is coming, so he's probably going to pull a double into his Dredagon. Yeah. Sorry if I got muffled there for a second. I took a drink of water. But this is fine. I'm just going to go for an Earthquake, as he fails to knock me out with the Earthquake, and I do more than half to him with it. And he might go for like a Dragon Claw. He goes for an Outrage. That's problematic. I don't know if I can live this. I can't knock him out with my... I cannot knock him out with Rotom, is the thing. Can I? Probably can't. But oh well, I'm gonna have to go into my Slowking. This is actually a pretty good game. I think I'm gonna end it off after this one, as I do narrowly live, and he actually lives too. Can he get confused here? No, he can't get confused. Well, I have to go into my Rotom and sack it pretty much, as I do live, and I can just Volt Switch right now, and that's fine, as I am locked into Volt Switch right now, as he goes into Moltres. I have to try and outspeed him, as he does go for U-turn. That's fine with me, because I will be able to knock out his Aromatisse with a Psyshock, and possibly live a hit from the Moltres on the next turn. So we'll have to see, unless he confuses me again, as he doesn't. He goes for U-turn, and I pull out the narrow victory. GG, smiley face. Give that guy a nice smiley face. That was a really good battle. That actually had me thinking a lot. If you enjoyed that, please leave a like. I'm gonna end this off right here, because I don't wanna push my luck any farther. Because I really had a great time with that battle. I thought I was gonna lose it for a while because of that damn Magneton, but I made some good plays, and I don't know, Aromatisse was a little bit too predictable, I guess is all I have to say about that. But yeah, I'll be back very soon, probably tomorrow night. I'll record the second part of this series. For tonight, I'm pretty much done playing Pokemon, but you know, stay tuned. I will be back. I love you guys. Have a nice night, have a nice day, whatever it is. I'll see you later.